Hi everyone, hope you folks are doing well. Uh, welcome to our channel where we help people break out into the product management field, program management, technology field in general, with the latest tools, trends, technologies, and interview tips. And obviously, we also help aspiring entrepreneurs in their ideas and building some cool stuff, which could probably be the billion-dollar company of tomorrow. So enough said about ourselves. So today I thought of doing this video on 5 ways which builder PMs are thinking in 2026 and with the tools which actually matter. And the reason behind this was there was plenty of videos out there on tools, and there was plenty of videos out there on vibe coding. But I wanted to talk about something which I am calling as vibe thinking. And frankly, for me, that's pretty important. So here it goes. This is about vibe thinking as a product manager, as a AI product manager. And this is something that would really be important probably in your interviews, or even if you're working in that field, because going to be doing some practical case study today. So to begin with, why does thinking matter in product manager? I mean, obviously it does. That's probably one thing that has stayed important and will continue to stay important, because deciding what to build is still the critical job. No matter how quickly or how easily you can validate stuff, how you can measure stuff and prototype, you still need to have a pretty good idea of what you're going to decide to build. And that's what I'm calling as the thinking part, where AI tools can help you. So when I talk of thinking, I include four areas there. One is the ideation. The second is the research and validation, which could be secondary research. It could be generating those discovery questionnaires. It could be, just reaching out to people who to reach out to get inputs. Then we come to evolving ideas into structured concepts or structured frameworks. So this could be something like generating user journey, mind mapping, and other product frameworks. And lastly, once you've done that, you want to document them into PRDs, or just export them out to Confluence or something as a product manager. Uh, so the other thing, obviously, this thinking part, I just wanted to add here, and that's why I've added these three frameworks. Is that the thinking part is pretty much a defined part of the product management philosophy. The double diamond, the jobs to be done, the product discovery loop, and other frameworks talk about it as a defined structured phase. So I'm not going to go into details of this, but you can definitely Google or ChatGPT. Now let's talk about what we'll cover, what our selection criteria will be for the tools. So any tool which I'm gonna talk about, in my opinion, it should have a free trial or a free tier, because that's only when you can judge how good it is and how useful for you, and no matter what anybody says, including me. And then it should speed up the legacy thinking, the product discovery process, because obviously you're doing that already, but the use of the tool is to speed that up in an error-free manner. It should be popular, useful, and should obviously work, right? And what we'll cover, what it does, where to get it from, and this is the most important. We will actually do a practical use case. So we'll also get pro tips. And finally, what we'll not get any exhaustive study or tutorials of these tools, because those are huge topics, and we're not going to get into those. So our first candidate, which we'll use to think and explore and document as part of the process, but let's look at a use case with this as well. So the first candidate is, well, I know that seems disappointing. Everybody who's anybody probably knows what ChatGPT is and how to use it, or maybe there is stuff, right, that you probably don't know. But we will cover this in our use case, right? So let's look at some tips first, though. So currently with ChatGPT, you have the usual prompts, and I think 80-90% of product managers using that. But there is a deep research option as well, and I don't know if folks have tried that out. So if you are preparing a proper research report which needs references, which needs proper formatted work, which needs verification, because you don't want it to hallucinate on anything, which is like a 10, 12, 15 pager report. So use this option there, and I'll show it to you where it is. But this is one option that ChatGPT is. The other practical way which I have used and I've seen colleagues, my other PM colleagues use it, is to use it as a peer reviewer, right? So it's not just in engineering that you have a peer review. As a product manager, you often need to do a peer review, and Chat GPT is beautiful there. For example, you could ask, is this roadmap missing anything specific in, let's say, data governance category, given the following context? And the context is all the inputs that you have, right? Which could be the prior meeting related data or whatever that you have, which you provided in the context. Similarly, you could ask it to do a SWOT analysis, or to provide a unique selling proposition for your product, given the details of your competition, something. So the important thing here is to note that we are not asking it to shoot blindly. We are giving it some context, and that context could be in through files, that could be through something we have provided earlier in the chat. So that's where it works. So researching, stress testing your strategies, reviewing roadmaps, validating secondary research on your target market, pricing strategies. Chat GPT works beautifully here, and I've found it to be generally error. So next up, we will start with our use case. So bear with me a moment while I switch gears and move to an actual ChatGPT window, and we will show you how that's done. Hi everyone. So we are back as promised with our use case, uh, just to demonstrate how we as product managers can do vibe thinking with ChatGPT, that we recently talked about. And now here is a typical chat that I've generated, and I'm trying to demonstrate here what we call as the root cause analysis problem uh, in our product management sphere. So this can be even a question in an interview, or as experienced product managers, you might have even seen it live as well, right? It could be in some meeting, or it could be in your sprint calls or scrum calls, that you're told that we are facing this problem, we need to do some analysis, and can you help us there? And then figure out if there needs to be some changes, tweaks in the product, or some new feature to be launched. So without further ado, let's look at this. We are saying, let's assume that you are a product manager in an e-commerce company, and your boss has come to you and said, "Hey, there has been a non-seasonal 6% week-on-week drop in orders in a specific category." And you ask, "Is it consistent across geographies?" Specific, and he says, "Yeah, yeah, it is consistent. So help me investigate." So you come to Chat GPT, you put it all down, in a brief format. So you don't need to be very detailed. So first you add the important things. That number one, it's what is a percentage drop. Number two, it's non-seasonal. It's across all geography, devices, and segments. And then you tell it the same action item here. And the most important thing here is, with such cases, and even with other cases, you should generally add this line that tell chat gpt, or for that matter even other llms, to ask clarification questions as needed and seek more information without making any wild assumptions. So that this is to stop hallucination and to proceed step by step in a logical way. So it has adhered to your instructions. It started with the steps. It's reiterating the problem here. It is putting some clarification questions. So as you see right off the bat, it has identified that this is a funnel problem. So those in the e-commerce sector would know, right, that it's top of the funnel versus bottom of the funnel kind of problem. Just like when the user visits the website right down to the point where they make the purchase. So here, that is where we have to investigate. So it's coming up with some options, some thoughts. It's that was there any change in out of stock, uh, XYZ pricing, promotions, platform UX changes, any app web release, right? So all of this. So it's building an initial hypothesis tree, which is kind of a fancy name, but basically it's talking about some categorizing some possible areas where the issue could be, and but it has not reached any assumption yet. So what it is asking you, interestingly, you can have Excel or CSV files where you have these metrics, and you can just give it to it if you want it. So that's what it's asking you. But in our case, we will verbally tell this because this is more for demonstration purpose, but you can definitely do that, and it will infer itself what is this. So anyways, it's talking about all these possible areas, right? And then what I need, share any of the following. So all of this, it is saying if you can give me provided. Okay, so let's say you answer it based on the findings that traffic and search volume are normal. You have had a look at the traffic and search volumes, and you say it's normal. There's been no drop off. In fact, a slight increase. No adverse competitive pricing, and this was found. And you say all of these things, you are telling it, and the main thing you say is there is a significant drop off in the add to cart stage. So you've given it a strong hint, and in actual case, you might not have needed to do that. Like I said, you could have just posted that Excel and or CSV of the metrics, and it would have narrowed it down. So it has already started narrowing it down. So it's saying that the drop off is at add to cart stage. So we have to look there, and but again, it is not making any assumption. So it is saying that is there a price increase, are there inventory issues, because sometimes in many websites these are at times seen at the add to cart stage or the product display page, like you're seeing out of stock, very few left, delivery delayed, some or shipping related uh, issues. And it is also saying that maybe did anything happen with the reviews, was there any button changes or something. So it is discounting all this. So finally, it is considering all these factors, and it is giving me the uh, this kind of an hypothesis that given uniform drop starts, most likely changes are that this could be one reason, this could be one reason, this could be one reason, and etc bug. So what is it is it has given me two hints. One, that this could be ATC bug, and it has also said here that are there any recent release change log on PDP or the pricing. So I let's say as a product manager, you look at the recent releases and you give it this information. We have checked and there has been no price increase, and there was a recent release after which it appears instead of buy now, the default button was changed to subscribe and save. Now, those who are in the e-commerce segment will know that in health and personal care, these are replenishment products, and subscribe and save makes sense there. But this was a change here, so that hint we have given. So, okay, so this is what it is saying. Now you're very close to the root cause. It has got the hint. It is saying that is very likely the primary driver. So most beauty users are low commitment exploratory buyers. So let's say you're doing subscribe and save. It might dissuade a low commitment exploratory buyer, right? The first time buyer that hang on, why do I really need to do a subscribe and save? And this is the classic case of an A/B testing, right? Somebody went ahead and changed the button without probably doing A/B testing, and that's why this drop happened in the first place. So it's saying, but again, look that it is not reaching a conclusion. It's saying before acting, confirm causality. So to confirm causality, you have to do a A/B or cohort split and do user seeing by now versus on. If the delta is in this range, then that's it. So very quickly, I am not going to dwell much on it. It has given me a lot of things and a lot of stuff, but the point being that you can use this is how you can use ChatGPT to do the vibe thinking as a product manager, and yeah, and very soon we'll move on to another tool and we'll talk about that as well. So thank you guys, thank you for your time. See you soon on the others. Thank you.
Thanks for sticking with us. Do like and subscribe to our channel if this was useful. We'll continue to share more case studies, freebies, and cool stuff in the next follow-on video.